man is back.
Oh, my gosh, the red got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have delivered.
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. Back at it with another Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War commentary video for you guys. And this topic has been long overdue. Like, it's really been long overdue. But here we are. We're finally going to talk about it. The partnership between Microsoft and Gamestop. So, yeah, a lot of stuff keep coming up, you know, news and topics and things of that nature, but we finally reached this point where we can now talk about this topic and get it behind us, because you're talking about a guy who used to work at GameStop, so obviously this is somewhat near and dear to me. So let's talk about this. So this was going back to like October the 15th, and it's now, as I'm recording this video, December 1st. So yeah, this has been long overdue. So for those of you who don't know or has been living under a rock, there's a deal between Microsoft and GameStop. So this is from arstechnica.com, and they're the one who did the interviews as well with some people. I'm assuming either from Microsoft and GameStop or even both sides. But yeah, they posted the article, so that's what I'm rolling with. So here we go. In a seemingly unprecedented deal, GameStop will now share in the lifetime digital sales revenue, including for full game downloads, DLCs, and subscription plans for any Xbox console sold through its stores. So keep that in mind right there. So basically, and they actually had a breakdown of what this means actually. So basically, oh, here we go. Here's the quote right here. So Luke Capital analyst Anthony Chukumba confirmed that the same basic outline to Ars Technica based on his conversations with GameStop management. So there we go. Talking to GameStop. And the quote here is this: the way it's going to work is for every Microsoft Xbox console that GameStop sells going forward, GameStop will get some percentage of the revenue from every digital full game download, DLC, microtransaction, and any subscriptions as well. Now, we don't know how much it is. We have no clue. They couldn't even get an answer to that because they even tried talking to Microsoft. They declined a request to comment from Ars Technica. So there you go with that. So this is pretty big. It keeps GameStop around for a bit. Well, right now it don't seem as big since it's kind of hard to find any of the newer Xbox consoles like the Series X and the Series S. You gotta put a lot of emphasis on those two letters because they sound the same just about. But you get the point. It's kind of hard to find those two consoles, not to mention the PS5 digital or disc versions. But yeah, you get the point. Now, if you want to go backwards and say the Xbox One and all those versions of that console, the Xbox 360 and all those versions of those consoles, assuming that not the Xbox 360. And I'm gonna tell you why in a second. So somebody came up with a theory. Okay, well, GameStop sell pre-owned, aka used consoles. So if they sell Xbox 360s or pre-owned Xbox consoles, they can still get a chunk of that digital sale that is made on that system. And apparently that's not true. That is not true. So in the article, it says this, and I'm quoting here. So if someone bought a console from Best Buy, and then 2 years later from now, they trade it into GameStop and GameStop resells it, they will then revenue share on digital content purchase on that console. That was the mindset here. Now, Chukumba balked at the idea, saying this: it definitely doesn't include pre-owned console sales. No way. I didn't even ask GameStop the question before because it's kind of ridiculous. I highly doubt that it includes pre-owned sales. So so basically, based on that comment, it's not 100% confirmed, but it's highly unlikely that that would be the case. So what does Microsoft get from out of this? So here's the deal. Based on what I heard when this story broke like a week or two afterward, not a lot of people going into the Microsoft stores. I'm gonna be honest, and there's not a lot of Microsoft stores out there. That's just a theory of mine. There is one Microsoft store that I'm aware of in my general area, and it's like, I want to say like a 20 5-minute drive array. You have to go to the suburbs, like a fancy mall in the suburbs, just to get to a Microsoft store. So there's not a lot of them. There's really not a lot of them. So there's that. So now basically Microsoft had more of a presence in terms of like physical stores and things of that nature, because of GameStop gonna push all the Microsoft products up front as usual. Cause that was the case in my GameStop store mostly. Like all the Xbox stuff was near the front and all the PlayStation stuff was near the back. I mean, it's been like that at that one store for a good minute, and I feel like now it's gonna be like that throughout all GameStop stores. So what do I think about this deal? So because of the whole digital thing, it keeps GameStop afloat for now, and already they're back on their BS because Black Friday occurred this past Friday, obviously, and the word that GameStop put out there was we're gonna have at least 2 consoles, P5 and Xbox Series X and S, whichever one, whatever, you know, available. But in actuality, they only had 2 each. They only had 2 PlayStation 5s. It had like 6 or 8 Xbox Series X. Now there was some exceptions with some of the stores. Some of the stores had 1 PS5. I'm dead serious. So now they're like, oh yeah, we can word things around now because we got backing from Microsoft. So yeah, so now they're back to those rates because they feel like they can survive for a really long time. And here's the thing. They could survive for a little bit longer. I still feel like it's delaying the inevitable because now come the issue of, yo, you got to convince people to come to your store to buy an Xbox Series X or S. And if that theory about this deal does not include pre-owned consoles is true, they got to push those consoles. And keep in mind, Microsoft, they stopped making Xbox One, all forms, even the Xbox One X, not, well, you know, S obviously, but X as well. All versions of the Xbox One, they stopped making those. So pretty soon, there won't be any more new versions of the Xbox Ones that GameStop will have, or anybody will have for that matter. So they're gonna have to push that Series X and the Series S, especially the Series S, because they want those digital sales. Well, they gotta have to push both, but you get the point. You get the idea. So, and right at this point in time, there's not a lot of those consoles out there, and GameStop still have that bad reputation of people not wanting to go into GameStop to buy anything. It don't matter what it is. You know, people still have the mindset, yo, I'm not gonna go into GameStop because they're shady, because they're annoying as heck, because corporate don't know how to treat their employees, corporate don't know how to get employees to treat their customers and stuff like that. So GameStop still have a bad reputation, and this delays the inevitables because people can still get the Xbox Series X and S from Target, from Walmart, from Best Buy, from Meijer, you know, other places, once more of these systems becomes available. So for me personally, I'm gonna get mine next year, probably not from GameStop. I'm gonna be honest, probably not from GameStop. So they really need to get, once more of those systems becomes available, they need to grab a lot of them, and more likely they will because Microsoft, again, they got the deal. So Microsoft gonna be like, yo, you know, in order for us to get this deal going and popping and we can profit off of this, we need to give GameStop the majority of our consoles, more so than Target, than Walmart, than Best Buy, than whatever. And if that happens, now we're like, okay, they could survive a little bit longer than what I thought. But if they don't do that and they just say, okay, everybody get the same amount of consoles, every store get the same amount of consoles, GameStop will still be in trouble. GameStop will still be in trouble. Because keep in mind, they filed for bankruptcy, you know, a few months back. And yeah, and you know, they're having problems with CEO and management, things of that nature, even though they brought in Reggie. But we haven't heard anything about that since they brought him in. Like, what? He haven't said anything. We haven't heard anything about him news-wise since they brought him in. So in the long run, unless Microsoft gives GameStop a crap ton more of the Xbox Series X and S's, more than Best Buy, more than Walmart, more than Target, more than Amazon, you get the point? Unless they do that, this deal basically just delaying the inevitable, in my opinion. Because, like I said, next year, I already got a PS5, by the way. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be playing this. Well, no, I can play this on P4, but no, I'm letting y'all know right now I got a PS5. But next year, I do want the Xbox Series X, not the S. So when that time comes for me to pick that joint up, because more of them should be available, I will not be going into GameStop to get it. I'm gonna be honest. I would not be going into GameStop to get it. I would be going probably to Best Buy. More likely, I would be hitting up Best Buy, be like, yo, I need that Series X. But yeah, that's how I feel about this whole situation. And finally, I got this topic out of my mind and I can move on. And I'm going to call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith. Saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.